Hello dear students, welcome you all in this online lecture series of business communication using computers. Dear students, today we are going to see last and the fifth unit, that is business correspondence. So let's start with this chapter. This last chapter, business correspondence, contains five subtopics. The first one is that business correspondence. Second one is that inquiry letter, order letter, and complaint letter. Third one is that emails and its etiquettes. Fourth one is that we have to see what is the difference among resume, curriculum vitae, and biodata. And the last point we have to see job application and resume writing. So let's start with the first one, business correspondence. A business letter is of our goodwill and public relations. Whenever we are writing letters, it creates goodwill and maintain the public relations. And for that, we have to require these 6 points. The first point is that courtesy, that you have to be enough polite in your business letter. Second point is that clarity. Everything should be in a very clear form whenever you are writing some kind of letters. Third point is that consciousness, that you have to be a very conscious about the words which are you are using and the promises which you are giving to your distributor, dealers, or customers. Next point is that concreteness, that you have to be enough concrete with your words, ideas, thoughts. Fifth point is that correctness, that whatever the message you are sending or writing through your business letter, it should be a correct. It means that you should try to avoid any grammatical mistakes or the mistakes related to words. And the last point is that completeness, that whatever the message you are giving, it should be in a complete form. So you have to remember while writing a business letter, these points are very important. Now we have to see some kind of letters, especially the inquiry letter, order letter, and complaint letter. So let's start with first inquiry letter. It means that you have to make an inquiry about some products which you require, and for that you have to write a letter. And what kind of letters of an inquiry, we see the format of it. Now this is the format in front of us about an inquiry letter. It means that you are making inquiry about something, that goods you want to purchase. Now in this example you can see that we're using a letter. Now our college want to purchase some kind of books for our library for our students, and for that we are making inquiry to Bharat Publications about these books. So this should be the format. The letter should be on letter pad, that is that letter pad contains letter heading, then between two lines outward number, date, then from our left side there is a name and address of addressee, then subject, then the main matter, that is the main body of the letter. In that main body of the letter you have to give all the description or the all details about the things you are making inquiry. And the last, that you have to express hope for positive reply, and then salutation and subscription, these are two important things. And lastly you have to write down your designation before you sign it. So this is the format of inquiry letter. Now let's see order letter. After making inquiry, we have to put order for something. Then what should be the format of order letter? Now let's see. Now again we are making an inquiry. Now let's see the sample of order letter. When we have made some kind of inquiry, now the next stage is that we have to put order. Now again For example, our college requires some chemicals or materials for our chemistry department. So we had to write order letter for that. Now this is the again format that it should be on letterhead, and letterhead contains letter heading, outward number, date, then address and name to whom we are sending this letter, then subject. Now one more thing we have added in this letter, and that is reference. It means that when we are writing order letter, it means that before that there is a correspondence between two organizations, and what was the previous communication you have to mention about its outward number and its date. Now example, that we want to purchase chemicals and materials, so you have to give all the details in the main body of that letter. And another important thing in this letter, we can see that there are terms and conditions that you have to write down, that what are the terms and conditions when you are writing or giving this order letter, that what should be the material quality, who should take the responsibility of packing, forwarding, or if there is any kind of octroi or insurance, whatever it may be, if there is some kind of damage, who will take the responsibility. So in this way, and when you are giving order in bulk, you have to demand some discount on that material. And last, you have to express hope for positive response. And again, then subscription is there, you have to sign it, and you have to write down your name and designation. So in this way, we can see the example of order letter. Now in this section, we have to see third type of letter, that is a complaint letter. When you have ordered something and when you received that material, and unfortunately you find that some material is not in a good condition or it is damaged condition, so in such case you have to write complaint letter to that organization. Now again, we are using our letterhead to write the complaint letter, then name and address of addressee to whom we are writing this letter. Again, subject is there. In subject, you have to mention it very clearly, that complaint letter for the receiving damaged material. Again, the reference, it means that you have to give the reference of previous letter. When you are writing complaint letter, you should not use arrogant words. Even complaint letter should be in a very polite manner, that so and so material we have ordered, we received so and so date, but unfortunately we find that one or two boxes are not in condition, they were damaged, and in these boxes so and so material found in damaged condition. So at last, again in this letter, you have to express positive response from the person to whom you are writing letter, that we hope that very soon you will send whatever the damaged material we have received, you will replace it in this way. And again, subscription, signature, and name and designation of the person who writing this letter. So dear students, in this way we have seen types of letters. Now we have to send emails. So let's see some points related to emails and ethics. When you are think about emails, you have to think about ethics, and we are using netiquettes. Netiquettes means it is the correct and acceptable use of internet or online ethics. So it means that whenever you are sending or submitting some letter through email, you have to think about it, that whatever I am sending, whether it is in a correct form, correct word, and correct manner or not. Even you have to think about whether it is related to standard behavior. It means that whatever the words you are using, whether it is correct and virtual or not. Then you have to remember about other people's time, whether when they are going to see your emails, you should not expect immediate reply from their side. Then you have to avoid the spellings and grammatical mistakes. Even you should avoid angry words or post, even if you are writing complaint letters. And even if the person who you are sending these letters, if that person is using or writing some harsh word, you should forgive him, and rather you have to correct him. And last 2 points are that you have to think about the rights of privacy of other people, and you have to maintain the transparency when you are online or you are writing letters or composing emails. Now, when you are composing emails, we have to think about these points also. Emails means electronic mails. What is electronic mail? Electronic mail contains @ sign. Then when you are sending emails, you required internet. Even you required your account and internet facility with your computer, mobile, PC, laptop, whatever the instruments you have. Then you need your username and password for that. When you are opening these emails, when you can find these subpoints related to email or these icons on your email, that is send, compose, reply, forward, etc. And you know it very well that every email address has its unique consists, that is unique words. Now let's see second subpoints in this page, that is whenever you are sending these emails have some websites. This contains their account, and they provide our email facilities, and these are yahoo.com, gmail.com, hotmail.com, rediffmail.com, or outlook.com. Now let's see one example of email. Now you can see the screen, the Gmail account. When you are opening Gmail account, you can see your page in this way. You can see there are so many options, there are so many buttons. When you are clicking on compose, you will find to whom you want to send an email. CC option is there, that is copy to. BCC is there, then subject is there, and then you have to write your matter, the main body of the letter. And at the below you can see that in a blue box, send. When you click on that send button, your message will be sent. So in this way you have to think about how to compose emails. Now the complete form of email is in front of us. Now look at this. Who is there to whom we are sending? CC is there, that is copy, then subject, then respected sir. So you have to start in this way, writing your email, then agenda, action plan, attendance, thanking you, regards, yours faithfully, etc. and your name. Of course, no need to sign on that emails. So this is the complete form or the format of email. Now we have to see difference among the resumes, curriculum vitae and biodata. How though they are considered as a single, but there are some light differences in resume, curriculum vitae and biodata. Now we try to understand that these differences. So let's start with the first one, and the first one is that resume. Now when we are trying to understand that what does it mean by resume, just a minute. Now look at this. What is this resume? Resume is a French word, and its meaning has summary. Means you have to give summary about something. And what kind of summary? It is a summary of one's educational skill when applying for a new job. When you are composing email, you have to start with a brief profile of the candidate. Then you have to give the qualifications, industry expertise, or the professional experiences you have to mention in it. Then use use reverse chronological order so that you can focus on the recent activity or recent achievement of that candidate. It means that suppose you are a BE, that is Bachelor of Engineering, then you have to mention your highest degree at the top, and then in a reverse chronological order you have to mention all these things. If we try to understand these 4 5 points, that is audience, goal, length, and essential information and references. Now let's see these points. Audience, that to whom you are sending this email or these letters, what the person who is receiving it, what he is expecting, that he is expecting employers who hire for a wide variety of positions. Then what are the goals? That is the skills, what you have, what kind of experiences you have, or what are the extracurricular activities you have achieved. What should be the length of resume? It should be a 1 or 2 pages. Then what are the essential information you have to mention in it? That is the skills and experience that you have. And references, it is not required generally in a resume. It means that in a short we can say that what does it mean by resume? In short we can say that it is more applicable for whom? For those who are searching for higher level job, or those who have experience, and on the base of that experience and skill they are applying for higher post. So in this way we can understand that what is a resume. Now let's see curriculum. As we have seen, resume is mostly related to the persons who are related to industry. Now we have to see curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae is for suitable for those who are related to academic positions or the academics. Now let's try to understand this curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae is a Latin word. As we have seen, resume is a French word. Curriculum vitae is a Latin word and its meaning is course of life. Even it should not be, it is more detailed than resume. It means that some extra information has given through this curriculum vitae. Again, in this curriculum vitae, you have to give brief profile of the candidate. Then you have to highlight on the general talent of the candidate, and again reverse chronological order of your achievements, experiences, and qualifications. To whom we have to send it? It means that in the field of study, those who are related to it. Then goals, that is academic achievements, potentials, experiences, and skills you have to mention. And the length of curriculum vitae, it is larger than the resume. It is 2 or 3 pages, or it may be up to that person what kind of experience he or she has. Then essential information that you have to mention in it, that is your experiences, your achievements, your positions, your responsibilities, extracurricular activities that you have achieved, etc. And we can see that references should be mentioned or should be included in curriculum vitae. Now in short we can say that it is more applicable for the fresh candidates, that is fresh graduates, or those who are related to or interested in the academics. They can use this curriculum vitae. Now we have to see the third section, that is biodata. Now, if we are using this word biodata, we can understand it very easily that what does it mean by. A biodata is a short form of biographical data. It means that biodata that it is focuses on a personal particulars. For example, what are the personal information or details of a person? That is date of birth, where he lives, what is the danger, height, weight, religion, nationality, marital status, etc. It means that it highlights more personal details, and then educational and experience comes after that. Now, to whom we can send it? It related to government jobs or defense jobs, because government jobs are based on all these criteria what we have seen in personal details. Then the goals are, it is based on the criteria of all what we have mentioned previously in a very first sentence. Then length, there is no exact rule for that. Maybe one page, two page, or three pages, or as per the information or details that candidate has. Then essential information, again it is based on the criteria that person, that candidate belongs to what caste, category, gender, etc. And the references, even it is not included in this biodata. Finally, in a short, we can say that it is more applicable for the person who was applying for the government post or the defense post, or we can say that rather it is more related to the person those who are interested to get married. It means that it is a matter of related to profiles on matrimonial websites. So in this way we can see all the details of biodata. Now the last point is that we have to see job application with resume. Job application, when we are writing job application, these points should be considered, that the name and address of addressee at right side top with dates, the name and address of addressee, it means that to whom we are writing this letter, then subject, reference, salutation, that is respected sir, then the main part of that job application, then complimentary clause is required, then subscription is required, then signature of the candidate, and inside below that signature full name of the candidate in bracket, and lastly you have to attach the enclosure with this application. Now look at this example is in front of you, how you have to compose a letter. You can see the details, you have to read it line by line and word by word, so you can understand it perfectly. So this is the correct sample of job application. Now we have to see what should be the structure for resume. It contains near about 9 points, that is personal detail you have to mention, then educational qualification, other qualification, extracurriculum activities, then trainings, workshop, work experience. Even you can mention what are the hobbies, then references, and at the last date and place, and from the right side signature of the candidate, and below that signature full name of the candidate. Now let's see one example of biodata, that this is the correct format of a resume which we have to attach along with the application. You can see when you are taking print out of your resume, you have to paste your recent passport size photograph over there, and the details as I have mentioned, personal details, educational qualifications, other qualifications, then extracurricular activities, then hobbies, or the workshop or the seminars that you have attended, work experience, and the last point is that references. And exact below you have to mention the date, place, and you have to sign yourself and mention your complete full name below that. So in this way we can see how we have to compose job application along with resume. I hope, dear students, all of you have understood all these five chapters. Even apart from that, if you find any kind of difficulty, you may call, you may send emails, you may send some messages on WhatsApp. We will try to find out solution on that. So we will stop here. Thank you very much.